Well, Sarah Smith has stepped out of the salon and is with me now, along with our social affairs editor, Jackie Long. Well, Sarah, did the wine merchant manage to fill the job?
Yeah, they just told me today they have actually filled that position. And it's really interesting. They've given it to a Chinese woman who lives here in Britain, but who was born and brought up in China. And they've picked her because they specifically wanted to sell to their Asian clients. But that little story tells you a great deal about the British jobs market at the moment, where the opportunities are and who's best placed to exploit them.
So where are you going next with the jobs report?
Well, we're going to be looking at all aspects of employment and job creation, focusing on where we're going to find 2.5 million new British jobs, but also looking at what are the jobs of the future. Are British job seekers, do they have the right skills for these jobs? So we're going to be looking at what businesses say are the barriers that stand in the way of them generating more jobs. And to do that, I'm going to be talking to entrepreneurs, to business leaders, to job creators, but we want to hear from anyone who's got a good idea on this. So we're really encouraging people to get in touch with us through the website, Twitter, Facebook. Any ideas that they've got for job creation, we want to go and explore them as part of this report. And ultimately, we'll then pull everything together into what's going to be a multimedia report full of ideas about how to get Britain back to work.
Well, Jackie, what are the policy and politics behind this? I mean, it's pretty crucial, isn't it, for the government to get the private sector creating more jobs? That's a pretty central part of its economic strategy, isn't it?
I mean, aside from the very obvious human cost of unemployment, it's absolutely critical for the government that jobs are created, because work, getting people into work, is a central plank of their welfare reform programme. And that is one of the most radical policies that they are hoping to push through in this Parliament. And at the core of that policy is the government's belief that everyone should always be better off in work. So you have universal credit, a single benefit coming online, which the government says will end the scandal of people getting more on benefits than in work. They've also put an awful lot of store by their very controversial work programme, with private providers being paid by results to find people jobs. Now, we'll be looking very closely at that over the coming months, because so far there's been very little detail, very few numbers on how successful that or not that work programme is being. So I think unless jobs are created, if unemployment continues to rise, the government rhetoric on unemployment, which in the past has focused a great deal on getting people who don't want to work back into work, that focus will have to shift to the many people who really do want to work but simply can't find a job.
Jackie, Sarah, thanks very much. So were you working as a waitress or perhaps driving a tractor? We want to hear about your first job. Tell us your story and upload your video to our new Facebook page, the Channel 4 Jobs Report.